Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite nootropics, Modafinil. Okay, this stuff has been an absolute lifesaver for me, and I'll tell you a little bit about my experience and why I think it's so awesome, a little bit of the history of the drug. So basically, Modafinil was developed, I think in the 80s by the United States military to give to fighter pilots so that they would be able to perform, their fighter pilot duties at the same level of effectiveness despite being sleep deprived, right? Because if you're a fighter pilot, I guess you have to stay up for 48 hours or something. I don't really know. I don't know. But anyway, that's why they developed it. And what the drug does is it prevents you from feeling like you need to sleep, I guess is the best way to put it. Now, it's not like Adderall or Ritalin or even caffeine, which is a nervous system stimulant. They still really don't know how it works. It just kind of makes you a little bit more alert and removes your you just don't feel like you don't need to sleep, right? Now, when I took it, a lot of doctors will prescribe it off-label for fatigue, right? And you have a lot of people that will take it during the day, which is what I did. So you have just a very nice, clean baseline level of energy that lasts throughout the day. And that's exactly what I did. When I was, working in sales, it was a very physical job. I was on my feet all day. I was talking to people face to face. I was doing a demonstration, using my body. And it was very taxing. And I noticed that as soon as I started taking Modafinil, and I would take a very low dose, I'd only take 50 milligrams a day. But even that 50 milligrams a day helped keep me more sharp mentally and just gave me more energy, and I just performed better overall, and I felt better, and everything was amazing about it. Now, a lot of people will take a higher dose, and that's fine, do what you gotta do. But I have a fairly sensitive system, I think partially because I don't eat during the day. I only eat one meal a day at night. So any drugs that I take in the morning, I'm taking on an empty stomach. So I'm more likely to feel them more intensely than somebody who's eating 5 meals a day or 3 meals a day or whatever it is. Now, there's a couple different types of Modafinil, right? Or afinils, okay? And Modafinil, with an M, is prescription only in the United States. I think it's Schedule 4. So you need a doctor to write you a prescription. You have to find one who knows what it is and is willing to write you what's called an off-label prescription. Unless you have narcolepsy or something and you need to stay awake, but that's probably not you. You can order Modafinil online as well. There are some sites. You should do some Googling and just kind of look up where you can buy it online. The Modafinil that you buy online comes from India, though. And in my experience, the pills don't work, right? So, try and get the American stuff, or if possible, if you live near Mexico, I've gone to Mexico a few times because my parents used to live a few hours from the border. So we go make a border run and I would buy it over there. Maybe you need to go see a doctor, have him write you a quick prescription, and then you go across, right? You can do that as well if you want, if you live near Mexico and you want to do that. Also, there is adrafinil, adrafinil, right? Now this metabolizes into Modafinil when you take it. The effects are not 100% identical. One thing that I noticed when I was taking adrafinil is that I would get really bad stomach cramps, I guess. Sorry to get explicit, but it would just feel like I had to take a shit, but nothing would come out, kind of. There was no shit in there to come out. I just had that awful feeling. I was drinking lots of water, I was drinking wheatgrass, I was trying to drink anything to just not have that feeling anymore. Chewing lots of gum, but nothing really worked. So, and you get heartburn and stuff, it's just no bueno. So if possible, get the Modafinil. Now there's a third type, well there's a few more types, but the third type I'm going to talk about is Armodafinil, right? Now Armodafinil is, they took, they analyzed Modafinil and they identified the one molecule or metabolite that gave it most of its effect, and they turned that into a drug, okay? And I've taken that, and that you can actually order from the Indian places or the places online, and that seems to be legit. However, what I've noticed with that is that won't last quite as long. Like when you take modafinil, you get a really strong kick for about 2 hours, and then you have just like a nice clean energy throughout the day for about 12 hours, right? Modafinil's half-life is about 15 hours. With Armodafinil, you still get that same initial kick for the first 2 hours, but it only lasts about, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 hours, various, depends. Which is cool. You know, you could take it twice a day if you want. Like I know what some people do is they'll take their first dose in the morning when they wake up, and then they'll take their second dose maybe like 6 hours in, right when it starts to kind of cool off a little bit. And then there's also FL modafinil or fluorinated modafinil. And basically what this is modafinil that's had a fluoride or fluorine molecule attached to it. And anytime you attach a fluorine molecule, I think it's fluorine, yeah, fluorinated. Anytime you attach a fluorine molecule to, or a fluorine atom molecule, whatever. Anytime you add fluorine to something, it's going to reduce the speed at which it's broken down in your body. So it's going to make it more more intense at a lower dose, and it's going to last longer. Now, my experience is taking FL modafinil, or I think it's some people call it fluorafinil or something. I didn't like it. Like I got like anxious, my heart started beating a little too fast, and I was taking very low doses. So, you know, they say like 50 milligrams of FL modafinil is equal to 100 milligrams of modafinil, so it's about a 1-to-2 ratio, or 2-to-1, no, 1-to-2. But in my experience, I didn't have a good reaction to it. Your mileage may vary, but that I believe is unscheduled. So long story short, what's my recommendation? If possible, get modafinil from a doctor. Okay, I'm not saying this because like that's the legal way to do it, although it is, but that's not why I'm saying it. I mean, that's going to be the easiest way for sure, and probably the cheapest if you have insurance, but that's just the best. It's the best stuff there is. You know, adrafinil will give you stomach issues and some heartburn. Armodafinil just, it works, it just doesn't last as long. And FL modafinil is just, it's like shit. Like I wouldn't take it even if you gave it to me for free. Cool? Sweet. Now you know everything you need to know about modafinil. I don't think I can link to like any sites where you can buy it, but if you just Google, there's a couple that are very well known, and you can figure that out on your own if you want. Cool. So if you guys have any extra questions about modafinil, something that I didn't cover in this video, let me know, because this is actually something that I have a ton of experience with because I took it for years. So I know a lot about it. I'm not taking it right now because I just haven't ordered any. I don't really need it. Like I work on my computer. Like I'm not selling hair straighteners in the mall anymore, so I just don't feel like I need it. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.